Well, hi everybody. This is kind of a weird video for us. We we hesitated to make this video. As you've seen from all of these different videos that we've put up of the repairs that we've done on this Solitude 390.
There's been a lot.
Yes, there has just been, every time we turn around, there's something, which I understand that's going to happen to an extent a little bit when you travel full-time. It's just kind of the nature of the beast. Things, let's face it, even though they say that these things are made to travel and to be full-time living in, they really aren't.
They're not, no.
So, and everybody describes it as a rolling earthquake, which is totally true. That being said, the slide issues that we've had have just been ridiculous. And we came up with the idea and kind of tossed it and turned about possibly getting a different unit. And so, without further ado, that's pretty much exactly what we did. We went and we've traded this guy off, and we've purchased a
beacon.
A beacon. It is used. It's pre-COVID. Believe it or not, there is such a thing as a COVID trailer, and
we're living in it right now.
Yeah, we're living in one, and they are all out there, and it's not subject just to Grand Design. I want to make that clear. Grand Design was willing to help us on some of the stuff, but not the important stuff, mainly being the axles. They just would not admit fault that something that's 44 feet long shouldn't have 7,000 pound axles under it.
It really shouldn't.
And they didn't admit to that, so we decided to go to a different manufacturer that does put 8,000 pound axles on anything over 35,000, or excuse
35
me,
feet.
35 feet, 35,000.
Ooh, that'd be a long one.
Yes. So we decided that we wanted a couple different things. We wanted something that was, sorry, my arm is getting tired, that had a better layout. As you've seen from our other videos, we've talked about why we have the 390. And again, we didn't order this unit. This unit was just the last thing that was available. We've gotten, I know people are going to go, but you've put all this work into it. We put a desk in here. We put new trim up here. We've painted. We put new trim up here. We've, painted this. We
did the tile and
the
kitchen.
We did the tiles and we've done the bathroom. Yes, it's great. We love it. But it's not functional, and having to replace or repair slides every 2 weeks is getting, quite honestly, ridiculous. And we had an appointment in November, but here it is, and I'll kind of date this back. Here it is, July, and that's a long time to wait to get it into a shop.
Especially since we've had to fix them twice in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. And to be honest, I don't know if the leaf springs are going to make it all the way to November or not. That's why we put on the sumo springs. So it's just, we felt that maybe it was time to get into something a little different. So
a floor plan that we liked.
Yeah, a floor plan that, it's just, the rear kitchen is nice, but I'll tell you, I don't like rear kitchens. There's just too much weight, which we didn't know at the time. When we bought it, we were like, oh, this is so fantastic. The layout of the drawers and the cabinets, once we started utilizing it, they're just all wrong. They're spaced different. The pantry has a very weak shelf in it. I mean, the list goes on and on. So we're gonna kind of close out this chapter with the Solitude, and we're gonna start a new chapter with
the beacon.
Van Lee. I don't know how.
Lay.
Yeah, Van
We're
Lay.
not sure.
We've heard it all. So for us, it's Van Lay. And our our stipulations when we started looking for something was we wanted something, even though it's a 2020, was built pre-COVID. So that was one of the things we wanted. We wanted something that was built prior to COVID, that was still good quality, that obviously being used, that everything worked. It was definitely a benefit of me being an inspector.
Yes.
That I, which we'll talk about the dealership here shortly. They allowed me to go in and inspect it, with a fine-tooth comb. I was going to hire another inspector because I was afraid of conflict of interest, but they were fine with me doing it, which was awesome. So I guess that's about it. We will continue this video into the new coach, and we'll kind of show you that guy. So with every good thing comes a bad, I guess, and change
they say is good, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see how it all works out. But I know we'll have problems in the new one, just like we did here, but I'm hoping definitely not as major.
Hopefully.
It's from water intrusion to water pumps to slide issues to leaf spring. I mean, we've had some pretty major repairs that thankfully I've been able to do myself with help of others. Thank you, Danny and Nick and Perry. And oh yes, Kyle. Thank you as well.
Yes.
But for the average Joe Blow that's out on the road, this would be a nightmare, because you would have to line up that they would do the warranty work through Dexter or Lippert or Grand Design, and it gets to be a nightmare.
And then you have to pay the tech, and then they
some of them you have to pay
Lippert.
the tech, and then they will reimburse you. Others, it's all done through the tech. It just depends on what it is and all that. So we're kind of sad to let it go, but on the same token, it's a smaller coach, so it'll make it easier. We've been turned away from some parks because our overall length is with the truck is 65 feet, just under. I think it's 64 anyway. We call it 65. The trailer, and like the spot we're in here, they want you to be right in front of it, and it just doesn't work. We're too big. So,
yep.
But enough of me. Let's go show you the new one. All right, come on.
All right, let's go.
Well, now that you saw the reasons behind the Solitude, we have this guy. And I just kind of want to go through a little walkthrough and show you what it is. So this is a 2020 39 GBB. It's the Beacon by Van Life. We had a couple stipulations when we started looking, and that was that we wanted a pre-COVID build. And this one is. Now you can see that I got some work to do down in here, and I'll show you why in just a minute. Right now, I'm only running 3 of my 6 Battleborn batteries. I have to wire in my Victron and all that stuff. That'll be another video down the road. It does have a Truma water heater. It's a consistent hot, not an instant on like a lot of people think. This little square up here is a shower access. We do have a propane door. The thing I love is that there's no more twist locks. It's all the external compartments are slam lock. Okay, you're gonna have to bear with me because I have to use 2 hands to open those. So that is a little bit of a, normally you don't have something in your hand though. Again, clear sources in here. We have to get it wired or plumbed up. And I brought over my mow ride from the Solitude to put in here. I bought that separate. That is not a stock thing, so I just put the Solitude completely back to stock the way it was. The wet bay in here, nice thing is it has electric T-valves, so that they do everything that, no more pulling a T-valve, so that's awesome. The other thing is they have a manual override, so if there's ever a power issue, that these things will kick open by, you have to go, it's a little bit, because you have to go inside to the storage area, pull down the access panel, but they're right there, so you can still access them if you need to. Suburban heater, furnace, access point for your residential fridge. Again, we'll talk about that in a minute. And the cool thing is we have 8,000 pound axles instead of 7,000 pound axles. So no more jockeying around with this weight issue that we had in the 390. But with that, we lost, as you can see, our side storage and our rear storage. But we also have this little cool thing. So the wheel is on a spool, or the cable is on the spool. Yes, the 390 had a spool built into it, but you would still have to take the cable completely off, go plug it in the middle of the coach, bring it back, plug it in your pedestal. All I have to do is plug this thing into the pedestal. When I'm done, I just hit the button, rewind it. It's awesome. So enough about that. As you can see, this is got a big rear end. We call this Betty the Beacon. Nice big window, as you can see in there. We have a rear view camera on here. Downsize, no hitch, no rear storage. We already talked about that. No hitch, so we have to put our e-bikes into totes, and then we have them in between the slides when we travel. A little bit of an inconvenience, but it's not make or break deal. Just a very beautiful full body paint. Two big awnings. We just did some repair on this awning, and we'll have another video on that. Again, this is a used unit. It wasn't brand new. So there are going to be some things. One of the things that we're not a fan of is the door keep. It's got the old plastic little tab on here. We really wanted to have the latches like so. It's an easy fix down the road, you know, everything works for now. When we got it, the door was very hard to latch. You had to really slam it, you know. Now, to be honest, what I did is I pulled the latch off. I got a pry bar and I pried the latch off a little bit to make it latch. Not the best thing, but I think the people before slammed that door so much that it just wouldn't adjust. So that was the option. Another thing it's good and it's bad are the steps. So on the Solitude steps, it had the hydraulic assist steps, and basically, hi Sienna, you telling everybody hi? There was 2 cylinders right here, 2 hydraulic cylinders, and then when you would lift this up, it would just take it and it would hold it in place, as well as the adjustment. The adjustment on these just has a little pin, and you kind of got to move that pin in and out, to where the other ones you had just a little button and the whole thing would slide up and down. So that was nice about those. The bad thing about those is on the 390 you had a wall right here. So when you would come in, you would instantly have to turn, and if you were having bags or anything, they would catch on that little flapper and it'd make a lot of noise, and it was just annoying. And those steps were a lot narrower than these. These have a nice big wide step on them. It has the drop down handle here. So again, it's very open. As you come in, it's right in. The thing that Beth loves about this is that when we go grocery shopping, the kitchen's right here. She's not having to come in the steps, go up the stairs, and then try and put away. It's right here. It's right at hand. So that's the outside spiel. We're now going to go inside and we'll do the inside spiel. Come on, let's go. And as we walk in, you can see that this is part of the grand bar and here. But enough of that. It's Beth's turn.
So, since he already mentioned it, we'll talk about the grand bar. This is nice because it can keep my appliances back in that corner and kind of out of the way, but handy where I can still utilize them if I'm going to make pork tacos, for instance. It also has a wine fridge, which is nice, but it has its drawbacks too, because when we're not hooked up to power, this does not actually work.
Yeah, that only works on 110. and the inverter is only running the fridge when we're running on the 12 volt.
But there's so much storage here that it's very,
Yeah,
very handy, very nice.
it's nice, you know, big openings in here.
I have to use a step stool to get to the top shelf.
That's probably, yeah, that's
be
probably
honest.
a downfall is now we travel with a step stool in here because, I mean, they're 9-foot ceilings, so you know, and some of these go all the way to the top.
This is probably one of my favorites. I wished I would have known about the efficiency of these before, is the residential fridge. We had an absorption fridge in the other fifth wheel we had, and it wasn't very efficient at all. If the sun shined on the slide, the temperatures were just all over the board. So I definitely like the residential fridge better.
Yeah, we always had a unluck of having the rear of the fifth wheel facing into the sun. It seemed like afternoon sun, so it was always hot, and that fridge just didn't work the best. As you've seen, we've done several videos on that Norcold fridge. So having the residential fridge, this is a Whirlpool, is night and day, and it has an ice maker, which we
Yes.
love.
Love the ice maker. Over here, I have the sink in the island, which is something that I couldn't figure out why we didn't have before. It's nice because it actually has lids on it that latch in, so I can use this as an additional prep area if I need to. And then we've got the convection microwave, and we've got a smaller oven this time, but you know, honestly, everybody, even the salesmen, say you can cook a whole turkey in the big ovens. How often do we really cook a whole turkey in an oven? So this will still fit the pizza stones for my homemade pizzas, so we're good.
And we're only cooking for two, so
Correct.
we don't need a galley style oven. It was nice, but you know, this one works just fine.
Got the 3-burner range, and then over here we've got the TV, which not sure why, since it's a 2020 model, but this is not a smart TV, so this will be going eventually. And then down here you've got your fireplace, which in the winter will come in handy. We'd love us our fireplaces.
We use the fireplace in the 390 a lot. So we would use that instead of the propane majority of the time, just because we were on electric and figured if we're using electric, might as well use that heater.
Correct. If you look above you, we've got a ceiling fan that's nice because it kind of keeps the air flowing. And then over here, you've got a sofa that's actually pulled up to a queen size bed. This is nice because if you have, like, if our girls come visit us, they've got a place to sleep, but you don't have too much furniture in the living room cluttering it. And then you've got the theater seating over here, and then all these cupboards all the way around me.
Now the theater seating, pros and cons. Van Lye makes their own furniture instead of the theater pane that everybody else uses that flakes out, and you know, just they decided a couple years ago to start making their own stuff, and it is super comfortable. The only thing we wish is that these seats had massage on them. They don't. Not the end of the world. They still recline extremely well, and it takes Jason about 5 minutes before he's passed out watching TV. So they work good.
They work really good. And then here we actually have a kitchen table, unlike in the Solitude where we just had the bar. It's still a workstation, don't get me wrong. I just wish that it was a little bit taller because it's kind of short here. If they could raise it up just a little bit higher, I think it would be better.
And if it had an extension or something, because there's 4 chairs, and you know, not that we have 4 people here, but sometimes we will. It would be nice to have a bigger dining surface.
The other thing that this thing has that is nice, if he comes over here, we can kind of show you, is the solar shades.
Do it on the big window so that we can see on that.
Okay. So the solar shade actually blocks out a lot of the sun, but still allows you to see out.
Yep.
And then if we want it even darker, we pull down the other shade, which is the blackout shade.
And typically when we go and the dogs are here, we'll pull down all of the solar shades. Two reasons: it keeps the sun, it keeps the heat out, and it keeps their wandering eyes from seeing what might be walking around in the back. I mean, you can just see the great view that we have. We are in Wyoming, and it's just beautiful. And this place, we kind of off the beaten subject here, is in Pinedale, Wyoming. It's called Yellowstone Trail RV Resort. It is awesome. The sites are gravel, but they're totally level. Super nice people here. Just yeah, it is super quiet. That's some of the best sleep we've had. But enough of that. We'll go back to this.
So I think that pretty much sums up this area. So now we'll go upstairs to the bedroom.
Yeah, the other nice thing is that, and I'll show you here, is they don't have the up-down switches. They have all of this touch button switches. You can turn vents on, dinettes, rooms, blah. It's really nice. And they're throughout. They're placed wherever. The things we did is we put this little guy up for the doggos, and here's our control panel. And when you hit master off, I know that the it's only going to turn off the inside. I should note that. And then you hit it back on, but it's just going to turn on everything that you had on. There are dimmables. Anything that's got the arrows on here are dimmable lights, which is awesome. And these two things, if you're wondering, are temperature sensors. Down here is our generator prep. So it's all wired. I just have to snap one in. This here is the onboard vacuum. It's a little different than what the Solitude had. Has the dustpan down there, just like the Solitude. And then this cabinet here is our panel. Unlike other panels that have a bunch of fuses, this has circuit breakers in them that are resettable. So that is kind of a nice little feature. They kind of took some of the motor coach technology and brought it here into this fifth wheel. So enough of this yammering. Let's go up to the bedroom and the master bath, which is pretty cool. All right, and behind door number one,
hey everybody,
is Beth. So here is our bedroom and our bathroom. So I will let Beth kind of take the lead on the bedroom.
So basically with the bedroom, well, there's a couple differences between this and the Grand Design. One is that it has USB chargers on each side of the bed. We chose not to use those because we have a fast charger. The other difference between this one and the Grand Design is the bureau. The dresser drawers are so much bigger. If he wants to come on in and show you.
The other thing is the bedroom here is a mid bed. So it's not directly over. Basically, the bedroom and the bathroom flip-flopped. But as Beth was saying, you know, here we have 7 huge drawers, which is fantastic, and we have not even come close to using those yet.
The other thing that I did forget to mention is there's no window above the bed in this model, which doesn't bother me any. We still have the 2 windows on the sides and then the window above the dresser. So that's pretty much the bedroom.
We have storage underneath here. Like Beth mentioned, we kept our mattress. There's a mattress insider. It's a phenomenal. We have never had the quality of sleep that we've had with this thing. It's heavy.
It's very heavy.
But it's very comfortable. I literally lay down on this thing and I am out.
I don't know how he does it, honestly. I really don't.
Soft touch ceilings throughout, so they're a nice padded ceiling. Accent lighting everywhere. I'll let you go ahead and close the bathroom door. It's another sliding door, and you can see that we have gray and kind of a taupe tan. The chestnut woodworking throughout this coach is just amazing. We absolutely love it. all padded, snake skin, padded balances. It's pretty cool. One thing to note is these do lock. You want to have them locked open when you're moving this slide, because this slide goes all the way across. So important when you travel. And that's one nice thing about the Solitude versus this Beacon is if you needed to use the facilities while you're on the road, you could literally just open the entry door, come right to the bathroom. Now you have to move a slide out, but not the end of the world.
Not the end of the world. So the shower in this one is about half the size as the Solitude was. Part of the reason is because it's not a step down shower like Grand Design uses, but we've learned to adapt. We will be changing out the shower head for a Oxygenics down the road, just because it saves water and because it is, I always forget what this is, honey.
It's awesome. That's what it is. It's awesome. It's got reducers in it.
It's got reducers in it, so it makes you feel like there's more water pressure. So that will be changed down the road. For you guys that like your washers and dryers, we personally don't. They would go here. So there's plenty of place for washer, dryer.
Yeah, we just...
For storage.
Storage. We'd rather have the storage.
And then bear with me as we're still trying to figure out where everything's going to go, including my ironing board, as you'll see. It's a nice big closet. We just don't like the curtain or the clothes hanger.
We call it the Star Trek hanger because, well, it kind of looks like a Star Trek emblem. Anyway, we prefer having a rod in here, and it's something that we will probably transfer over. I don't know. It's just you can't slide it. But again, they don't move either. There's a nice little cubby in there if Beth wants to slide those apart. It's just a shoe cubby. So that's in there as well. We have our humidifier. How about a dehumidifier right here? We do have a video that you've probably seen. And that guy just pretty much stays there. It works really good where it's at. When we travel, it rides in the closet.
Yes. The nice thing with this is that there's tons of medicine cabinets. There's 3 medicine cabinets. I shouldn't say tons, 3. So that's nice because you can have all of your medicine type stuff in one spot. There's plenty of drawers, a porcelain sink versus stainless steel that we had before. Our towels can go in here. There's just so much space.
Yeah, it's pretty phenomenal. The other thing that we like is you're gonna laugh, but the toilet. It's not your typical pedestal foot engaging toilet. It actually is very similar to a home style. Again, this is something that they brought over from the motor coach. Basically at number 1 and number 2. 1 is a light flush, 2 is a heavy flush. And when you're traveling, you just hit both of the buttons together. It drains the bowl completely for travel. Our Truma gauge here, setting for either Eco, which is where we typically have it. We have 2 vents, skylight. We do still have, because of the age of this guy, it has the old antenna, the twist batwing antenna. It doesn't have the wine guard, but we really didn't use that thing that much.
No.
So
we stream, so we don't really need it.
Hold on. Jeez. There we go. Okay, sorry. Yeah, like Beth says, we have always streamed. We do, as you saw earlier, we do have satellite, and this is satellite prep as well up on the roof, so we could put a wine guard actually dish up top if we wanted to. But again, this isn't a bash on Grand Design at all. The main reason we switched is because we just wanted something that fit us better, and this fits us better.
Yeah, the floor plan is definitely something that we were originally looking for, and now we finally have.
Yeah, so COVID hit everybody. We all know that, and COVID builds are a thing. My recommendation is either get something that's hopefully a 23 or newer, or get something pre-2020. Yes, this is a 2020, but it was built in 19. Um, because the COVID builds are true. They are just a nightmare, warranty wise, everything. And
Just everything.
we were just having, things fall apart constantly, and we were just tired of it. So we decided to change, and this is what we changed to, and we love it. So
Love it, love it, love it.
if you see us driving down the road, honk and wave, and we'll wave back, and don't ever hesitate to come say hi. Alrighty, guys. Well, thank you very much. We totally love that you guys take the time to watch our videos.
Yes, we do. And if you have any questions or comments, put them down in the comment section. And we'll see y'all next Tuesday.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.